Hi, this tutorial is going to be a VBA restaurant management systems. I'll start by going to File, click on File, select Options and go to Customize ribbon. If you don't have your developer menu selected, make sure it's selected. Click on OK. Right there you'll find your developer menu. Click on it, select Visual Basic, and once you end up with this interface, select Insert User Menu. Define your form, or you can right click, select the property, and on my own property right here I will enter as follows. I'm going to make the height, let that be 680, and the width will be 1020 there. So that's defined. The next thing is I will now click on the frame. That's the frame there. I'm going to need, let's go for about, I think 6 of those. There's going to be one here, one right here, and we need one underneath here. In fact, 2 here, 2 right here. Do that very one, and do it again there. Then finally, let's position this properly first, and we need one here, right underneath here. There will be one. Just draw all along. Close that for the meantime. I will select all of these components as it's selected. Click on the property right there, go to categorize, and just change the partial effect. Let's change that to bump. Right, suppose you guys can see it slightly. Okay, let me change the background color for this form. I'll now change the background color for this form to something a little bit darker. Let's come to background, make it a little bit darker. I want it dark. That is fine. So you should be able to see the bump now. The bump isn't that pronounced yet. Let me get rid of all the names on it. Properties, get rid of those. Okay, now the property bump should be a little bit pronounced. You can see the difference between this frame and this very frame right there, because I still haven't deleted that very name. If I delete that, now you see the similarity there. Okay, that's fine. Now the next thing I would do is to start the full development of the interface, and right here let's add checkbox. We need a couple of those, and one more here. Then we need text box. Bring it down, and we also need labels here, and maybe we also need some text box anyway. We need some here and 3 here as well. Labels, right there. Well, we need more labels somewhere here. Yeah, that's fine. And we need just one label right up here. Let's change the property or the fonts of this very label. Let's change that to Restaurant Management System. Yeah, that's correct. And increase the font size. Let's increase the font size to something more readable. I think I'm going to make that bold and maybe 60 there. Drag it along right there, bring this down, drag it along. Alright, maybe, and all of these properties here, let's drag them down a little bit so we can have enough room up there. Now change this property of this again. Let's change the font size. I think that might be too much. Let's make it about 56. Yeah, that's fine. 56 is okay. Let's drag this down. And we need combo box here. a label down here, text box here, and two buttons here, one here and another one here. Then right here we need text box here, buttons, right, and just copy it across. There. And right underneath here we need maybe about 3 or 4 of those. Okay, so if I run my program right now, this is how the interface is looking right now. It's not, we need to modify it and give it a name. So let's close that. It's looking good though. So we'll go to file, let's save it first. Let's save this system first. Go to file, save. So to save this, let's give it a name, restaurant. And I'll just make sure where it says save type, drop this down and select enable macro. Let's save it wherever you want to save your work. So the next thing is I'll just speed up the development of the interface and get back to you guys. Okay, this is how the interface is looking right now. Let's run it so that you guys can see it. That's how it's looking right now. Looks very good. So the next thing is to start with the coding and get everything here working, because right now nothing is happening. Okay, so close that. So maybe we should start with, let's take care of this calculator first. So we take care of the calculator, double click on the first button up there, and you start by saying, well, first thing first, let's come in here. So right here, let's enter a value in there. Enter 0 in the text box right there. And align right. That is taken care of. Double click on 7 again, and up here we're going to declare a variable up here, right up there. But before then we need to say option explicit, and right underneath here we declare the following. Let's just go for first number as double, and we also declare second number as double, and result as double as well. So we change this to second number, we change this to result, and this one will become the operators. So let's just call that ops with an S as string. There, those are the variables we need for now. Then where it says 7, come back down there and enter if txt display dot text equals 0. Then let's end the if here. Then txt display equals 7. So let's paste that in there and make that 7. Else txt display equals txt display plus 7. So that we allocate 7 into the display itself. Let's come back right now so that you can see it. That's for 7. So I can just copy that. I think I might be able to get 8 here. Yeah, 8 is somewhere right at the bottom here. Let's see if we can move it up. That's 8 right there. Paste that in there and change this to 8. Okay, that's the procedure area for it. So let's see if we run it and see what will happen. So we can just enter 8 there, or 777, and none of this works. So let's take care of the rest. So we double click on number 9. Number 9 is also down here. Let's move it up. Paste that, change this to 9. Then let's select another button. Okay, that's 0. Let's make that 0 as well. 1. Change that to 1. Go for 2. Change that to 2. I suppose you guys can see all of these lines of code. That's 3. 4. That becomes 4. So what's going on there is, if text box equals 0, then we want it to change to 4. Once we, in as much as we continue clicking, so we keep adding 4 to the text box. That's all there is to it. So let's go for 5. Enter same value for 5. Change that to 5, and this to 5 as well. Now we need 6. Change that to 6. I think 7 is taken care of, so that's fine. So let's run it and see what we've done so far. Okay, can we enter 0, 1, 2, 0, 3, 6, 5, 4, 7, 8, and so on. Clear is not working yet. Let's take care of the clear button now. Double click on the clear button. There's a clear button down here. Move it up. Okay, just change that to txt display dot text equals 0. Has that done? And the other one, let's take care of all the operators, arithmetic operators. There's the plus button. So we say our variable first number equals txt display dot text, and then operator equals a plus sign, and maybe we should just clear the text box before we select the operator. So we clear the text box. Once we select the operator, the text box will be clear. That's what's happening here. Okay, I'm just going to copy that, use that for the other operators. So I want this subtraction. That's for subtraction, sorry. Take that off. Maybe, where's the other one? Multiplication. Paste that in there, change that to the sign multiply. And division, let's go for division. The calculator won't be into depth with full stop or whatever. You guys can always do that yourself. Okay, that's that taken care of. Now let's take care of the equal sign right there. So we say second number equals txt display dot text. Now if operators equals that, then result equals first number dot text, first number plus second number, and that is all there is to that. So we now want the display txt display dot text equals result, and if. Now we're just going to copy this and use else for the rest. Else if it's minus, we change this to minus, and else if is division, we repeat exactly the same thing. So paste one more. So let's say this is division and this will be division as well. This is multiplication and this is multiplication as well. Alright, that's the calculator itself taken care of. So let's just put a little bit of space in between so that you can make sense out of it. There, that's it. That's the equal. So if I run it now, I can just add up whatever I want to add, multiply by 3 and so on. And that's the calculator working as expected. Let's say the calculator is completed. Okay, now the next thing is, let's take care of this. Let's take care of the exit. And exit, that's exit anyway. That's exit taken care of. Then we also need, let's run it and see. The calculator works and clear button works, exit works. Good. So first thing I intend to do is to be able to work with this button there. So we want to be able to make that visible equals false anytime you click on it, so that you can get to the other part of the program. So let's copy it. If I run it now, what will happen is, click on that become visible. When I click on this close, I want that very button to become visible again. So let's go in there and just drag this aside, double click on that very button, paste that in there and make that true. Okay, so when I run this program, let's close it and align that very button. Let's paste it right there, somewhere there. Okay, run the program now. Click on that and click on that. Now you see how it works. So the next thing for me to do is to then enter some data into this combo box. So let's do that now. Okay, the next thing now is to take care of this converter. So let's move this down. Just click on that and check out the name that says CMD convert. So alright, CMD convert. Then we need to now go into the form, double click on the form, and where it says form initialize, let's look for that. There we go, form initialize right there. Let's get rid of this, we don't need this. And right there, so form initialize, I would enter CMD, undo that, CMD convert dot text equals, so let's enter as follows. That's given the user an option to select one of the choice. Okay, so we also need the CMD convert dot add item, and the first item I'll be adding, let's go for Brazil. That should be dot add item, and that will be Brazil. Okay, close that. Then might as well just copy this and just add the other. Okay, the next one, let's go for Canada there, change that to Canada. And maybe here we go for India. And then we go for Nigeria. Then maybe we go for Indonesia here. I think the spelling is right, and let's enter Philippines. Yeah, I think I'm right. Then finally let's enter USA. So what will happen is when I run the program, all of this information will be displayed on my combo box. If I click on that, drop this down, you see I can just select any of those, and the next thing is just to write a code for me to be able to convert. So let's close that and move this up, double click on the converter button. There we go. And right there, right here, I'm meant to enter the following lines of code, but before that I should have declared some variables. Let's declare dim US dollar as double. Now let's say dim Nigerian underscore naira as double. Okay, so just enter the rest of the declaration. There they are. Now I have all my variables in place. So I now need to go back to BTN convert right there. There we go. So the first thing is, let's enter the variable. That's the variable right there. So the pound sign. So whatever is entered in the text box is then stored in the pound sign. And all of these values you see here, this is supposed to be the conversion rate for these countries. I don't think those conversion rates are right, so it's left for you to always validate your own conversion rate, but I'm just using this just for this tutorial, so you can always check that out and correct it. Okay, the next thing is, let's enter the following lines of codes. So we start by using if statement. So if cmd convert.text equals, let's go for Nigeria. Okay, close that. Then lbl convert dot text not text, sorry, I'm actually working in VBA. That should be a caption. Dot caption equals the variable British pounds right here. Copy that, paste that in there, multiply by Nigerian naira, which is right here. Copy and paste that here, and just close that. Okay, then I also need to assign the country's currency sign. So label equals, I think N should represent that of Nigerian naira, and maybe add a space here, and by value, whatever the conversion rate is. Alright, enter that in there. Okay, now let's go for the second country with else if. So I'm just going to copy all of this and just change the countries around. Copy. So if the country is, let's go for Kenya. You have to make sure the spelling of the country is right. So in this case we have Kenyan shilling. So let's get that, copy that, Kenyan shilling, copy that, and just paste it right here. And that is Kenya taken care of. Let's separate that. I can just copy this as well, go for the other country. Paste the next country. Now let's go for the USA. We have a dollar here. We have a dollar here. Then we also have USA right there. Okay, the next country, maybe we should go for Canada. And maybe before that, we might as well end this so that we don't forget that. And right here, enter Canada right there. And we need Canadian dollar. Let's copy that and just dump it right there. I think Canadian dollar will be something, yeah, maybe something like that. And this one is supposed to be dollar. Let's change that to dollar. That's for USA. And Kenyan shilling, maybe KS. I don't know if I'm right. So now let's do another one. Let's go for, this time around, let's go for maybe Brazil. Yeah, copy that and paste it right there. Brazil, maybe the CBRA. I don't know if I'm right. Like I said earlier on, change this to Brazil. Let's change the exchange rate to Brazil and enter the country's name there. Okay, now let's copy. And the other country now, maybe India. Let's copy the Indian variable, paste that in there, and that will be India. Okay, now the units, the currency units, I don't know, I just put in INR. Now maybe we should go for Philippines. Copy that, just change that to Philippines. I think it's the same spelling, just get rid of that. Might be right though. Yeah. And the currency index, I don't know, let's put that there. Now copy this. It's supposed to be the Philippines pesos. Maybe Indonesia. Let's look for that. I think this might be the Indian one. Yeah, change that, and this one will be Indonesia here, and this is Indonesia as well, and that'll be INR. Or maybe INDR, something like that, and just leave this the way it is. Okay, so else you ask them to select an option right there. So I think that'll be all for the currency converter. So let's click on that, select whatever country we intend to select, and just enter that in there. Convert, that's correct. Let's come here. Yep, let's give US a try. Let's give Canada a try. And Brazil, that's good. India, Philippines, Indonesia. Okay, that's good. So it all works as expected. Supposing I intend to choose something else. Right, so it's still not working the way I want. And let's go back into the codes. Code is there somewhere, right here. Okay, we go back into the code. Let's double click on this close button right there in the close button. We want this to reset itself to that, and we expect I want this as 1 here. I think this should also appear on the form load. Where is the form initialize? We need that as well. Form initialize should be there somewhere right there. So with the form initialize, will give us that very option there. So let's say we're able to add that as well, but supposing we don't want to undo that, let's see if I run it again. Yes, select whatever I want and close, and yeah, that's fine. So maybe I should leave it like that. Alright, so I might as well just say this is completed. So calculator is done, currency converter done. All that is left for us to do now is to carry out the calculation here so that everything is displayed here. So with that, guys, I'll just call it the end of this second part of the tutorial actually. So I'll just enter some values in there, and yeah, that's working as we want. I notice there's an error here. This text box is not meant to be there. I'm just gonna delete that. That must have been a mistake. Okay, now since this works and the calculator is working, so what is left for us to do is to make sure this works. So let's close that, and then double click on this very checkbox and enter the following lines of codes. So I'm just going to enter that in there. You can see I've declared my variable. That's supposed to be chicken burger. Chicken burger as double, and the chicken burger itself is double. The meal is double. So what will happen is this is the cost of chicken burger itself, and in here the label, whatever is in the label is stored into C meal. The label itself has a 0 in there. That's the 0 for the meal. Okay, so that means anything that is inside our very label is then added upon. Okay, and here we now have whatever here is added into the C meal, and the content of the text box is then added into, is assigned to chicken burger. Then if this checkbox is checked, if this is checked, the following will be added onto the label itself, and that is it there. So the content in the C meal plus the price of the burger multiplied by whatever is inside the text box. That's the text box there. That's C meal multiply and is stored in here. Else there shouldn't be anything, but this one will not do anything yet. I need to get that sorted one way or the other, so I can just delete that for now. So for now, that's what's going to happen. So if I run it, enter whatever amount of chicken burger there, that's it right there. Okay, if you look at the cost of chicken burger in here, is £3.39 or £3.39p. So if I run it again, let's say we have, let's go for maybe 8 or 9, and just click there. So you can always confirm it here. Okay, if you want, you can always confirm it with the calculator. Alright, So the next thing is I just copy those lines of code, dump it in here, and that'll be all for that. Okay, so I've already done that anyways right here. Okay, you can see I also have this which doesn't do anything for now, so I'm going to leave it there or just maybe delete it. For the other one, so I guess you guys can see the code. So all I just need to do is change the price of this. Let's say that is about £3 plus, let's say 350. Okay, let's go to the other one, double click on the bacon and cheese right there. That's bacon and cheese. It might be a little bit more expensive. Okay, let's get rid of that. So if I run the program now, let's run it and you guys should see. I suppose you can see the codes. So run and enter our order in there. That's when you check this, that's the cost of that, and that is the cost of that, and that's the cost of that. So what is next is the drink. We need to get the spelling right. Okay, and we also need to delete this, like I said earlier on. Wait, let's do that now. Delete this very one, we don't need it. And the drink, let's come back in here. Let's go to the form itself, form initialize, and just correct that. Yeah. So with the form initialize, I've actually initialized the content that will go inside the combo box here. This very combo box. So that is it here when I click on form initialize. And this previous one, this was the previous one for the currency converter. Okay, you can see it right there, private sub form initialize. Okay, now the next thing is when we double click on this combo box right there, I already have the variables declared for all my drinks, and now the price of all the drinks are added right there. So right here I'm now using if statement. If T is selected, that's the price of T, is assigned into this very label, cost of drink. Else, if the item selected is iced tea, is assigned here. Now we have more drinks to take care of, so let's come back down here, take care of the other drinks. So the next drink, that'll be, let's go for coffee instead of iced tea, as it is coffee in this case, and that will be coffee as well, because this variable is coffee anyway. So let's go for cola. The next one, cola, and that will be cola too. Now maybe let's go for Coke. I guess they're both the same anyway. Cola and Coke are the same. Or ice. Let's go for ice coffee there, and ice coffee. And we have cola, and let's go for Coke. That's for Coke. And last but not the least, that will be, let's go for the apple juice. Where is it? Copy the apple juice first. Oh, there's orange juice as well. Let's copy this so that we can add orange juice to it. That's orange. And there, that's the price taken care of. Those are the price already assigned to each of the drinks. And down here, those are the codes. From here up to here, those are the codes. I suppose you guys can see it. So if I run this program now, I can select whatever kind of drink I want. That's the price of it. Enter my order there, and then we can add all of these together. Okay, so if we want it delivered, we want a standard price for the delivery though. So it's nothing in there now. So let's come to the delivery. In first place, we need the name of this. Let's get the name of that. That is LBL. Yeah, that should be LBL delivery. Okay, that's cool. This very one, copy that and double click on that. If it's checked, if that is checked, the caption and delivery itself, let's just go for maybe £3.50. So that's fine. So that is if checked. Okay, we might as well just use an if statement though. I think if this dot is checked or enabled, okay, let's go for that. Equals true, then this is this. Close the bracket, and else if check is false, then we expect this to be 0. Okay, we need to close that again. Then we expect this to be 0. There, and if right, so that is for that. So if we run it and we enter order in there, check, let's get ourselves a drink. I think one thing with this drink, maybe we should one should be able to request more than one drink anyway. Check that, that's correct. Okay, now there might be an error because I've changed this. Let's try this out. I thought as much, so that means we need to delete this. Okay, that's the right name now, so that's fine. So if we run it again, drinks, we can only order one drink, which is that's not good enough. Okay, we have our home delivery with that. Okay, we have the tax. We just need to add all of this together to get subtotal, and add this to the subtotal to get total, and that'll be all to this program. But let's be flexible with it. We need to be able to add, maybe if we want more than one drink. So supposing we want more than one drink, so let's do it this way. Okay, now I realize why. I think and I know why I have another text box in there. We have our drink here. Okay, let's just copy this. I think that is why I have that. Okay. Now, so we'll give this a name. Let's say txt drink number. Okay, drink number. Let's copy that and write in here. We can just multiply that, multiply by value dot text. Okay, that's it. We can always multiply that by that. Okay, then just copy it and add it to the drinks. And the default anyway is 1, so we need to specify that as well. So we can always say this is this here. Get rid of all that, so we can then say this is 1, or this, let's add it, add whatever is in there to that. So the default is always 1, so when the form load, the default will be 1. Okay, so let's get rid of that. Yeah, run it now. When you run it, you get the default drink there is 1. So if you want to change it, you can always add to it and there. Okay, so if it's 1, let's say you change it to 1. Okay, so that one is sorted. Maybe we should just position it to the right. So property, align right. Yeah, that's fine. I think they're all aligned right. This is left. Now let's align it all right. Alright, so that is that taken care of. So the tags, let me show you guys the tags. Here I have the tags. I have an array here and I have another variable called tags. That variable called tags, the value assigned to it is £7.50, and the label for the drink, the menu, and the delivery is right here. It's all assigned to this array. And the last array, which is array number 3, then we added all of the array and assign it to array number 3. Array number 3 is then multiplied by tags divided by 100 to get the value of the tags right there. Okay, now we're heading somewhere. So let's go to the form and be sure it's all taken care of. Now all of these are taken care of. Tax delivery taken care of. All that is left now is the total to get this one working. So we need to add 1, 2, and 3 together. So let's get their names. I think we might get it in here. Yeah, there they are. Let me just copy all of this. Yeah, copy that. Copied. Now we need the name of this. LBL subtotal. Double click on that. So LBL subtotal dot caption, okay, equals as follows. It's going to be equals to all of those. So let's get rid of, let's cut that off. Now bring that down, paste that here. Now all of these we go into LBL subtotal. So as just using that array, I might as well plus there. So this one will be 1 and this will be 2. So that's adding up the values in here. It's all added here. Okay, now we need that of the tax. Okay, let's make it look a little bit decent. Come in here, add up array 3 into array 3 equals all of this, and this become array 3. Get rid of all of this. Now we need the tags. We need the tags. whatever the tax is. Let's get the name of that there. Okay, LBL tax. Okay, we now have that. So tax is LBL tax dot caption equals, we need this. Copy that, paste that in there. Or okay, let's just say iTax equals that, and iTax equals that. Let's say tax again, another variable tax, and iTax equals 17 point. No, we shouldn't go that way. No, I think that's wrong. We've already got something in there. Get rid of this. No, undo that. LBL, yeah, that's it. Cut that off, paste this in here. Okay, just delete this, so that will be by value, really, by value. So whatever is in there is classed as value, so it's now assigned into here. We now need LBL total dot caption equals iTax plus add of 3. There, I think that should do it now. Right. Yeah. Okay, let's run it and see. Enter our order in there. That's the order. Let's say we want more than one drink. Yeah, that's the drink. Then delivery and the tax. Add it all up. Right there, you can see that. So we need to format this to decimal place, and maybe also format it into pound sign. Okay, and that'll be all once that is done. Okay then. Alright, so we just need to get it formatted, and that'll be all. So let's click on reset. Is now working. Let's check. We may have to forget about that, so let's come down here now and format this. Okay, double click on that. Okay, let's get it formatted here, right there. Let's deal with the tax first. That's for tax, and we need to take care of subtotal as well. Let's just copy that across. Subtotal there, and then the total. Okay, so let's run it and see. We enter our order in there, and we change this to 4 drinks. Click, and select the drink that we want. Okay, and right there. Okay, we have the tax, and then click, and that's it. So that gives us our bill in pound sign, and you can always convert it to whatever currency that you may want. Okay, let's say it's going to be 29.20. Convert. Okay, that's the equivalent, and you can always use your calculator to do whatever you want. So fellas, with that, let's just set 1 or 2 things first. use this to reset all of this. Let's just do that. So reset to be maybe LBL tax dot caption equals the LBL subtotal dot caption equals, and then we have LBL total itself dot caption. We just copy. Let's copy these ones, paste it in there. No, that is different. Okay, why not? It's part of reset. And drinks, copy, paste, meal, paste, and we have this, paste it in there as well. Okay, what else is left? Okay, those are all the reset functions there. It's been taken care of. So if we run it, we can just enter whatever we want in there, and got our drink and delivery tax total reset. Okay, that's a text box. This is text. Now the caption there, that's taken care of. Now fully, yeah, right. That's all taken care of. We'll try it one more time. Okay. Drink selected. Okay. Order total. We want you to be home delivery. There, right there. That's it, guys. It's working as we expected. So I'm just gonna call this the end of this tutorial. I suppose you all enjoy it. So you all have a nice day now.